Morning, guys. So we are starting our unit on logarithms and exponential functions here. So again, let's kind of look at this here. We know that logarithms with a base of 4, an exponential with a base of 4 is the inverse of log base 4 or logarithm base 4. So if we're looking at this, we know that this point here in an XY chart, in an XY format, XY. This first point here is 0 and 1. And this point here is 1. There we go. Is 1 and the base. Well, if the base is 4, that means that the second point is 1 and 4. So we've got 1 and 4, 0 and 1, and 1 and 4. And this is 0 and 1. So then if we go to this one and we take our xy, and it's the inverse, so this is the inverse, that means that this is 1 and 0 and 4 and 1, because it's the base in 1. And this one would be 1 and 0. Okay, so we know that they're inverses of each other, so then technically they're inverse operations. So if we take an equation that looks something like y equals 3 to the x plus 1 minus 2. So we have to realize we have our h and k process. So this is y equals, this is our base, and this here is our b to the x minus h, and this is plus k. So we have our, let's erase that, x plus x minus h for you guys. So now we have our h and k again. So we have our left shift and our right shift here. So if we can move that here. All right, so let's look at a graph of this one. So if we look at our graph, we know that we have our graph right here. And we know that normally it goes through 0 and 1. But we need each point to go left. We're going to go left 1 and down 2. So we're going to take the point we start with, which is 0 and 1, and we're going to go left 1 for our h, and we're going to go down 2. So we're going to go left 1 and down 2. And that's my new point. And we also know that we have 1 in the base. So there's 1, and we have the base here. And we're going to go left 1 and down 2. And so we're right here. Okay. So there's my new graph. And it's going to, we also know that my old asymptote that it didn't cross is right here. Now my new one is going to go down 2. So this one's going to go down 2. All right, so what do we need to shift? We need to shift the 2 main points and the asymptote. That allows us to graph this thing. Okay, now let's move on to the algebra part. So now we've got our algebra. So now we can do our algebra. So we have this equation, y equals 3 to the x plus 1 minus 2. And as with all equations, we have to set it equal to 0. So 3 to the x plus 1. Let's erase that. That's not doing too good. 3 to the x plus 1 minus 2 equals 0. Got to move the 2 over, so I'm going to add my 2. So I get 3 to the x plus 1 equals 2. All right, so now, what is my inverse of 3 to the x power? Well, it's the logarithm of base 3. So we go over here and we say, let's tackle this one in red. So we're going to go with the logarithm base 3 and then the logarithm base 3. So let's rewrite this a little bit better. So what we get, if we took the logarithm of each side like we did here, so we just did the inverse. So if I did the logarithm base 3 of 3 to the x plus 1 equals logarithm base 3 of 2. Let's write that a little bit better. Logarithm base 3 of 3 to the x plus 1. Okay, so then what happens is these two cancel. So we get x plus 1 equals log base 3 of 2. And then we end up subtracting our 1, so we get x equals log 3 base 3 of 2 minus 1. And in class, I'll show you how to put this in the calculator. So this is the key step. Taking the inverse operation. That's our key step right there, guys. Taking the inverse operation of those. So, hoping that that helped you guys out there on 1 through 3. And we will see you guys soon.